Yay! Go find that sky butthole and just go right into it. Over here, something. There it is.
Fire consume my enemies! Slam to burst! Over there! Here goes!
Prepare yourself! Ha!
Yeah!
Oh, that's potentially unfortunate. Don't hit him, he's your friend.
Over there!
Yeah!
Yeah!
For healing items. Oh. I was expecting that to be a higher number.
Yeah! Fire consume my enemies! Slam to burst!
Yay!
We did it!
Oh, interesting.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good. We're in the sky butthole.
Where did we leave off? Oh, right. The Dark Rift or what old?
Yes.
Okay. Now I remember.
Also,
I was
that
the whole
was
thing on the island. You had
that was-
multiple ship battles.
incorrect. What I did there. I guess I need to like go into the butthole in the butthole.
See, but I also feel like that should be like a flex. There should be another cutscene of all the people who watched you go in on that island being like, wait, they came back out? No, they went back in. Just proving you can.
I was about to say this reminds me of like the bit in like the original Star Fox, and then it very quickly does not remind me of that.
Okay, yeah, now that you've come out into this open area, see, I was thinking it just reminded me of like the time travel transitions in Chrono Trigger,
Oh, that too.
but then it turned into like an actual area, so never mind.
You can equip moss armor.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, Enrique
Personally, I would not
can.
be wearing moss armor, but you know.
Enrique and Fina. That's a very weird combination.
For being moss-covered old armor, it's pretty good though.
It's really strong.
Apparently, they don't make them like they used to.
A lot of enemies.
I mean, you're back up to a full party.
That's true.
They gotta start throwing tons of dudes at you again.
I was also just going to say, conveniently, I just start with enough points to use Lambda Burst all the time, so that's also very useful when there are a billion people.
That is nice. I really appreciate games that give you an option to just take out the whole enemy team without too much resource expenditure.
It's convenient.
We did it!
Like, to me, that's always the sign that you are making it in the world as a RPG party, is when you can get into a random battle and just, like, 2 or 3 click wipe out the whole team.
You ever play Earthbound?
That's like...
You ever play?
No, I did not.
Okay. Because that
I think I
game
played very little amount of one of them.
also has kind of a really good version of that, where at a certain point, if the game detects that, like, you would just... If you could just auto-attack everything and finish it, it doesn't even give you the battle. You just walk into the enemy, it pretends like it's going into a battle, and then it's just, you won, and you get all the rewards for it.
Nice. I feel like I've seen a couple of games that pulled something like that. I feel like that became a mechanic that some other things took with them.
Yeah.
I can't think of them off the top of my head, though.
It's a good mechanic to take with you, I find.
Yeah.
Let's say Dad Zool.
Although I think I do... What's up?
Is that goop named Dad Zool? Oh, Del Zool. Okay.
Yes, Delzu. What was I gonna say? No, I think I prefer when games give that as like an option you can toggle on and off somehow.
Makes sense.
Just because every now and then I might want to just fight some random enemies to try something out. And be like, I want to use this ability and see if it works or whatever, or see how it works. You know, I can just one-shot everything, or you know, if you're just like not getting into the random battles, that can be slightly more annoying. But I don't know, it's a very edge case, but I like looking at enemy designs.
You can, like, if you really want to fight an enemy, you can also just, like, turn around and, like, have them bump into your back, and then that will also just cause
that
the
works.
encounter to happen. I think I just went in a big...
I
circle.
assumed Earthbound was one of those games that had actual random encounters, not enemies on the map.
Nope.
So that's news to me.
The first one had random encounters, but Earthbound does not.
Okay. Did you end up back at the opening again?
I don't know, because there's no save point here, so...
Ah.
I sure did end up back at the opening again.
All right.
Take 3.
Take 3.
Those people on that island are super confused.
At some point, the novelty of seeing you go in and out will wear off. But not yet. What is that floating green thing in the air up there?
That's the save point.
Okay. So there's no save point once you get into the thing itself, just one outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you get through the wind tunnel.
Don't go there, because it takes us back. Sorry. Go this way. Oh, I can get into a random encounter.
Yeah, I feel like the random encounters are going to make this much harder to navigate.
Probably.
I feel like the easiest thing to do is pick out some landmarks and just navigate via that. Like, next time you get turned around when you come back in, like, look at the entrance from this side, so you'll recognize it and not go that way again.
Well, I went forward. Like, I don't think I got turned around. I think it just... I got Lost Woods...
Ah, it's one of
Or,
those
not
situations.
Lost Woods, Forest Maze. One of them SNES things. Maybe Lost Woods also.
The
I don't
Lost
know.
Woods. The Lost Woods was like that in Ocarina of Time, at least. Except the Lost Woods had like actual area transitions between each thing. It wasn't like a seamless you could put back at the beginning. When was the last time you ran into a game that had a Lost Woods situation?
Right now. Besides that, I mean, like, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild had it, but they also just... because they had Lost Woods in it. Oh,
Yeah.
This is... I feel like I'm playing Doom the Dark Ages all of a sudden now.
Oh, I'm not a fan of this.
Not quite the same thing, but I know, like, 2D Mario likes to do that sometimes, where, like, some of the castles have specific paths you have to take, or else they just start looping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like that was a thing in, like, Bowser's Castle in Super Mario World, was there were a bunch of doors and you had to take the right path of doors to get to the end.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've beaten Super Mario World, but I seem to remember that's how that worked. Also, fun fact, I think Super Mario World might be the only non-Yoshi's Island Mario game, like old Mario game that I've beaten.
You know what? If that's the right one to pick, I feel.
I know I've beaten World, I know I've beaten Yoshi's Island. I don't think I ever beat, like, Super Mario Brothers 1 or 3. I know I never beat 1. Pretty sure I never beat 3.
I did
like
on
the classic
Switch.
Mario games.
I did on Switch, but that's also because, you know, they had a part where you could, like, rewind.
You could rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget to go look at, like, the classic NES, SNES game selection on Switch sometimes. I should do that more often.
There's some good stuff. They put, like, Nobunaga's Ambition on the SNES stuff recently.
Why are there, like, stars in the void?
Don't worry about it. Oh, I think... because I think there was supposed to be a Black Moon, like, you could change your weapons to black, but then it got cut, and so I guess this is a reference to that.
Okay. Also, I just want to throw out that I really like the idea of this can turn positive energy to negative energy and vice versa, but no practical use for this has ever been found. It's like on the one hand I get it, on the other hand that seems like a massive game changer, magic energy wise.
I think I'm about to come back out the way I came in.
Oh, I see. These wind tunnels are... I get it.
Yeah, these are the pathways, and then... gotta figure out the right way through the Lost Woods here.
See, so with this, I'm wondering... well, was that whole island full of people who tried to get through the rift and couldn't?
I think so.
Okay, so there are people who got spit back out like this and were like, shit.
Probably.
Presumably. Okay.
Mind me just scrolling through this thing real quick, trying to cheat. Doot-de-doot-de-doot.
Oh, fine. Take the fun out of exploring the horrible Dark Rift.
Mega Seed.
I do kind of like the aesthetic of this place, though.
Yeah.
If you plant that seed, in a couple of years, it'll grow into
A really bad
a fun
PS3
final
game.
boss fight. I was gonna say it'll grow into a fun final boss fight for a Guardians of the Galaxy game that deserves way more credit than it got.
That's true. Or a really bad PS3 game.
Over there.
Or a side character in Chrono Trigger. There's lots of Maguses out there.
There's lots of Maguses. Or Magi, as the case may be.
Is that the? I guess that would be the plural of Magus, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard Magi used in a sense that was not like the gift of the Magi, the story.
There was a really fun, like, I don't know what the attraction, I guess, would be like the correct term there for. I mean, oh, I got two. There's a really cool place that I used to go to on vacation called Magi Quest, Magi Quest, and you had like a little wand that had an IR sensor in it, and you would run around this big like LARP area and like do quests and stuff.
Huh. I've never heard of anything like that.
It doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
I think I want the please heal all status ailment move off on Fina there.
Yeah, that sounds like a decent move. You know, I will say I kind of like this Moonberry system for like getting abilities for your characters.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that they're like missable items, but I guess since you can get them as random drops from any enemy in the game, that kind of balances out.
Yeah.
So I believe the Hulk's physiology would like destroy said pizza before he was able to shrink back down into Banner. He would digest that super quickly. I don't think he would have time to shrink back down into Goose. Then the pizza would, you know. The Hulk's metabolism is insane. Also, he's magic. Also, hello, Speed in the chat. That's why I'm responding.
As soon as I heard Hulk and pizza, I knew this is a recurring thing that he has.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that they have now explicitly confirmed that the Hulk is magical, so, like, these questions become a lot easier to answer by just going, it's probably magic.
That was fun.
I'm not sure if you brought it up to me. I feel like I haven't heard this before, but also my memory is shit, so, you know. For all I know, we've all had all of these conversations before, and I've just fallen into a weird, recursive black hole.
Supposedly another item.
But yeah, like the
somewhere.
Hulk once digested a guy by getting purposely captured by a government lab and then dissected and put into a bunch of different jars. And then he remotely controlled all of his pieces to break out of the jars and then recombine around the dude. He just ate that guy.
That's definitely a conversation that has been had before, and no.
But yeah, like the Hulk officially gets his powers from Super Hell now, so
Oh, good.
like, yeah, these questions don't mean anything anymore because the Hulk is just magic. Like, explicitly, there's a part where they go to a place and they're like, are we in hell? And the Hulk's like, no, I've been to hell before. This is something else. And they're like, no, this is the place below hell.
That's where
like, all
Terrorblade
right.
in Dota 2 hangs out.
Fire consume my enemies! Land burst!
The Dream Cutlass? I don't know. What does the Dream Cutlass do?
It's a legendary sword that let me go read the description again once I get out of this fight here. It's really sharp, is what I remember.
Okay. I was gonna say, because if it's just a really sharp sword, it's like I'm probably gonna get it out of my house because I don't want a really sharp sword around. Like I'll take a. Oh, then again, I don't have a cutlass in the house right now. It might be nice to have a cutlass around, but I'd probably just be nervous.
A legendary sword that can supposedly rip the fabric of reality and make dreams come true. I have no idea.
I mean, if it's literally just a sword that can make your dreams come true, then I would use it to make my dreams come true, but preferably the good ones and not the bad ones.
Yeah.
Like the good ones, like those dreams I used to have when I was a kid, where I'd be playing Smash Brothers a week early before release, and then I'd wake up and be really sad that it wasn't out yet and I didn't have it. I'd make those dreams come true, where it's like, just, hey, give me this game early. I would make the dream of, like, I don't know. Let's say you got to use it, like, once, but also you can't use it for world peace or shit like that. Like, you could use it for one incredibly selfish dream, such as making a failed project actually happen. What do you think you'd do with it?
I don't know.
No, you don't have any, like, failed projects or games that fell through that you'd be really curious to see? No movies that you're like, I wish they'd gotten to make that?
I mean, nothing that I would be like, I want to spend, like, one wish on doing that.
Well, but the thing, it's not, that's why I'm putting limits on it. Because if it's one wish, it's like, well, I guess I wish for world peace or whatever. When really you want to live forever is what everyone wants to do. We know this. It's like the non-selfish thing to do is to use the wish to save somebody's life, or, you know, to cure a disease, cure cancer, make the world a better place, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. You get to use it to salvage a failed project from the scrap heap.
You get to use it to turn people into dinosaurs.
Yes. If you have that Dream Saber, what do you do with it? Dream Cutlass.
I realize that I think, like, what you're trying to get at is probably like Silent Hills.
See, I was thinking about that, but I'm honestly not sure, because I was thinking I might rather just have, like, Guillermo del Toro's, like, In the Mountains of Madness movie that he never gets the chance to make.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun too.
But I don't know, like, those are just the ones off the top of my head. I'm sure there are other failed projects out there I could think of. Like, I'm really curious what the original version of Devil May Cry, or Resident Evil 4 would have been, the one that turned into Devil May Cry. Like, if they'd kept on that path, what would if Leon was dual-wielding handguns in RE4, what would have happened, you know?
If Kaiji Inafune was not the biggest fuck-up and actually made Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, that kind of thing. You have any weird failed projects, movies, books, anything like that?
Oh, there's a man here. Oh yeah, maybe like finish Dark Dreams Don't Die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you could bring back. Wait, was that? Hold on.
Dark Dreams Don't Die was the sweary game for the Kinect.
Yeah, I was thinking, was that D4? And I was
Yeah.
like, that is 4 Ds in the title. That sounds like yes. This guy's been here a while.
A little bit.
He's gone full Captain Caveman.
Feel your moonberry, sir.
Space Agency? I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, that's the sequel to Contact that I don't think ever came out.
Like the movie Contact?
No, the DS game Contact.
Oh, wait, I remember... Yeah, I think I remember Contact now. That was a DS game, right?
Yes.
Okay, it is not the one I was thinking of, because now that I look at Contact, it's like, yeah, this is absolutely not the game I was thinking of. What was the game I was thinking of? Trace Memory, that's the game I was thinking of.
That game did get a sequel.
It did.
I streamed
was
it.
literally, you said Contact, and I was thinking DS game, and I was just picturing the cover for Trace Memory. Like, yeah, I remember Contact. No.
Apparently not. I just needed to get the Moonberry from there. And if I had someone else, I could get that guy as a recruit, but I don't have that person on my team.
Also, I like that I found Trace Memory on Google search immediately by just searching for Nintendo DS mystery game. And he was like, yeah, this is probably what you're talking about.
There were a bunch of them. There was
No, yeah, there's some latents
Hotel
thrown in
Dusk.
these results.
There's Detective Story,
Chronicles
Jake
of
Hunter.
Mystery. There's literally a game just called Mystery Stories.
I think Mystery Stories is those like find a hidden object.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I feel like most of these are probably just like hidden image style games, but I will point out there's one called Mystery PI Portrait of a Thief.
Hey,
I feel like if nothing else, that's on brand for you.
that's true. At this point, I would like Yakuza Kenzan to be localized, but that's probably not going to happen.
Which one is Kenzan?
That's the one where Kiryu is Miyamoto Musashi.
Didn't they do like the
That-
weird Yakuza
so-
Samurai localization?
Yes, but they did the second one, which was Ishin, where he's not Miyamoto Musashi. There's one that's like
Okay.
older. That was it was the first it came out in between 2 and 3, and it was their like PS3 test game.
Okay.
Yeah, there is that London Detective RPG that did have a fan translation going for a while, and then I don't know what happened to it.
And games I wish were localized. Also, hello, Grav.
Ooh.
We were discussing canceled projects or failed projects you'd like to see revived, and then kind of transferred into a games you'd like to see localized that were never localized style thing. So, either one of those. As far as games that were never localized, I would like to see, what was that one called? The fucking Lost Planet 3?
Oh, EX Troopers?
Yes. I still have no idea what the gameplay for that is even like, but I would like to see it, in an English just so I can try it out.
I think that does have a fan translation.
Oh, it does? Holy
Yeah.
shit. There's an English translation patch.
One of the games I wanted to see localized did just get a translation patch. That is the prequel to Arno Surge, which did get an English version.
Nice.
Trying to think what else, because there's definitely games out there I would have liked to see in the Englishes.
There's a lot of cool ones that, have gotten at least fan translations, because I was thinking of, like, Mizurna Falls, and, there's some weird TurboGrafx CD one that I remember seeing on, let's say, a website that hosted a lot of pre-patched English translation games.
Yes.
I mean, if we're talking about games I want to see localized, like the entire Super Robot Wars series, like prior to the modern gen, there are only a handful of those games that ever got patched because there's a metric shit ton of dialogue in them. So most of them only ever got like menu patches and things like that. The ones that did.
Yeah.
But like, I really want to know the whole story behind the one where the main character is fucking Roger from the Big O, negotiating with all the villains to put together a group to go fight all the aliens because the heroes are stuck in another dimension.
That sounds great.
Yeah, like that's the plot of that game, but because it's all in Japanese, I'll never know the specifics of how that goes.
Oh, wait, I wonder if I fucked this up, because I think I was supposed to go in the one next to this portal.
That said, if I had to pick one of the Super Robot Wars games to get translated, I'm honestly not sure which one I would go for. Maybe the X series? I feel like Super Robot Wars X. Oh no, I'm thinking of Z.
Those N64 custom Robo games would be neat, as someone who really likes custom Robo. I hope they put the GameCube one on the GameCube Nintendo Switch thing.
I would just like a new custom Robo.
That would also be fun.
So I seem to remember playing the shit out of the GameCube one. That's the one where at the end all the villains get amnesia and you put them to work in an amusement park, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that one. I played the shit out of that game.
I go back to the start. Yeah, I went back to... That's okay. That is true. LG is also a big custom Robo fan. I was looking at like Super Smash Brothers Spirits recently because they added some that I didn't have, and I was like, oh, let me go grab like the Power Pro Kun. And then there was I think it's a Game Boy Advance or DS like adventure thing that was never localized. It was called like Project Hacker or something. That seems like that would be cool.
Fire consume my enemies! Lambda burst!
Doshin the Giant would be entertaining at the very least. Especially the one where the guy pisses in the world and destroys it.
I'm sorry.
There's like a weird Doshin the Giant sequel that is very strange and has something to do with pissing.
Alright. I'm going to choose not to learn any more about this.
I have bad news. I'm going to tell you all about it, though.
It's called Death Stranding, and
You know? You could probably thematically link those together. I mean, there's giants in Death Stranding.
That is true. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. Kyojin no Doshin, Kaiho Sensen Chibiko Chiko Daishugo is a 64 disc drive expansion to Doshin the Giant. Doshin is imprisoned in a world, and the child can tinkle 2D hearts on people and the giant. The player must repeatedly go back and forth between the two discs. After creating monuments in Doshin 1 and their counterpart pavilions, children will appear in the expo area. The children can tinkle on them with their hearts, and they will join the player's team, becoming Teamsters. When enough pavilions are completed, the player can battle the other Teamster groups in a tinkle contest.
I don't like any of this.
The player is given a meter for love, which they can use on the other people, billboards, or Doshin. However, if the heart becomes too full, or if the player is beaten at a tinkle contest, it causes the player to wake up. After Doshin is released, he will start destroying the entire place, then flooding it with a yellow fluid from his belly button, which is discovered to be a plug. Then the player character wakes up and finds they now have a stained blanket.
I can't help but notice that you also stopped playing the game while that was happening.
I sure did, because this is more
Really the most
important.
professional streaming.
Look, people need to know.
People need to know
Do they?
about the
don't
Doshin
think-
Fizz sequel.
I mean, I think they need to know that you're super into that. And they've learned that now. So you're right, people have gained valuable information.
It's
from
got
this.
FMV.
TFP, piss enthusiast.
Look, I gotta be enthusiastic about some form of waste, because it's certainly not the other kind.
So going back to Death Stranding, did you hear the recent fucking thing?
I heard something about playtesters liked it too much, so Kojima made it weirder or something.
So apparently they did an interview with Woodkid, the band,
Okay.
and while they were talking to them, apparently Kojima came up to them and was like, "We've got a problem. Like, people, the game testers think it's too good. Like, they like it so much that now I'm convinced that it's not weird enough. Because if it was as weird as I want it to be, people would be divided on it." So he changed it to make the game quote-unquote worse.
Kojima's a fucking weirdo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quote here, "We have a problem. I'm going to be very honest. We have been testing the game with players and the results are too good. They like it too much. That means something is wrong. We have to change something. If everyone likes it, it means it's mainstream. It means it's conventional. It means it's already pre-digested for people to like it, and I don't want that. I want people to end up liking things they don't like when they first encounter it, because that's where you really end up loving something."
I mean, I sort of get the idea, but also
Also, no.
no.
Over there.
Sometimes you can just make good things that people like, and that's okay.
Okay, you don't need to like make something that weirdos end up liking, like Sonic 06. I mean,
No, but here's the problem. That Kojima is a weirdo.
yeah.
So to him, like, he's not gonna like the game unless it's only for...
Only for the sickos.
Yeah. Like, the dude leading through the window with the Sickos shirt is Kojima's target audience. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't disagree with the idea that Kojima has... Like, I can't argue with the man. He's got good ideas. Let him do what he's doing, I guess. But also, that's not going to stop me from just not playing his games. Like, I already thought Death Stranding was a bridge too far, no pun intended. There's no way in hell I'm playing Death Stranding 2.
I liked Death Stranding, but not the story bits, which is a very weird thing to say about a Kojima game, I feel.
You like the bits where it was Transport Simulator?
I liked the part where it was Euro Truck Simulator, and then I played
Yeah.
actual Euro Truck Simulator, and I was like, man, you know what's really cool? Euro Truck Simulator.
I thought you called it Euro Truck Simulator, which is
Oh.
also accurate to Death Stranding.
That, you know?
Death Stranding is too good. We gotta add more VTubers.
Oh, that's right.
That would
There's
make
a
it better.
but there is a VTuber. I forget which
That was-
one.
Yes, that's the joke.
I don't remember
Yeah.
which VTuber is in Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, they put Pecora in.
Ah, okay. That makes
Is
sense.
that the one that's also in like Dragon Ishin?
I don't think so.
Okay. I know there's a VTuber in like Dragon Ishin as well.
Are you talking about like the actual person who like
No.
Keisan? No,
Uh,
she's in like
She's
two of
in
the, like,
yeah,
Like a Dragons.
she's in Gaiden and Infinite Wealth.
right.
No, there's
She's a
it-
VTuber.
it was part of like the DLC thing that also added like Kenny Omega and Raul Coley in like a Dragon Ishin.
Yeah. In any case, that was my joke that didn't quite land. That in order to make the game worse, Kojima was putting VTubers in Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't make the game worse.
Yeah.
Because all the other shit he's adding is like have a weird Alan Wake puppet. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? I don't know. I haven't seen anything new from Death Stranding 2 in a while because I saw like that first trailer or two and was like, yeah, I'm already out. I'm good. Like, I was out in the first game. I don't need to see anything for the second game to know that I'm still out. Is that Troy Baker is back somehow with like an electric guitar that parries bullets or whatever the fuck? Okay. Oh no.
I think it is
He's
one
not
of
playing
those
the
two.
game again.
Yeah, sorry.
Because I mean, like even Metal Gear was getting a bit much for me towards the end there.
I mean, I feel like 4 was kind of like my point of they've gone too far, and then 5 was still good, and Revengeance was obviously a blast, but that's not really.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's like I feel like.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
4
for
has a
all
lot
the
of stuff I love in
problems-
it, but also it's got a lot. Yeah, you know.
For all the problems 5 has, I still think it was leagues better than 4. Like, despite 5 straight up not having an ending, I feel like it's better than 4's way too much ending.
Fair enough. Yeah, 4 had like a Star Wars ending.
The fucking
Or-
ending
or-
cutscenes
or-
of those games are like an hour and a half
Yeah,
straight.
Or like a Lord of the Rings, which one? Return of the King ending, where it just keeps ending and ending.
Oh, hey, Zivelin Bane is here.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not like that's the thing is like despite my general distaste for a lot of Kojima's more self-indulgent things, it's like I mean the dude's earned it at a certain point, so it's like yeah, sure, he can be crazy.
I'm all about people, you know, making the games they want to make, but it seems weird to me to specifically say other people like this too much.
Oh yeah, no, that's bizarre. Where it's just like no, I've clearly done something wrong because people aren't complaining enough.
Hideo Kojima will personally come and piss on your lawn.
Well, don't threaten his fans with a good time.
Yeah, I guess not.
Is Hideo Kojima making the Doshin the Giant sequel?
Remove the plug from Hideo Kojima's belly button.
Oh, I don't want David Lynch's RPG Maker game. I want David Lynch's Renpai game. Give me David Lynch's take on visual novels.
Now, in this part of the game, you crawl. You crawl like a baby at the slowest movement setting.
Is that David Lynch or is that Kojima though? 'Cause-
I was trying to be David Lynch.
yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying, like, that's.
It could
that's
be
not your
both.
Yeah,
solid
both of
forward.
them have done this.
Alrighty. Can't wait for the. Yeah, someone needs to give Swery a studio so you can make another game that isn't a TV show.
Over there.
I feel like David Lynch would have a 60-minute unwinnable boss fight.
Yeah.
Like it'd be one of those absurd marathon super bosses that takes forever to beat, and then when you win, it immediately goes into a cutscene of you losing. It's like fuck.
And you can't lose on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, obviously, you have to quote unquote win.
Yeah.
Man, I will throw this out there. I really, really dislike that as a trope in games, like the RPG unwinnable fight. I feel like it happens more in RPGs than anything else, weirdly. Despite the fact that I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of action games have that as, like, a tutorial thing of, like...
Yeah, like,
here's
I
an
mean,
enemy you can't
Sam in Revengeance at the
Yeah.
start.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I like when there are unwinnable fights, but then, like, they're not actually unwinnable. They're just like stupidly difficult, and they have like some kind of gimmick where like if
Like
you,
the.
specifically, I'm thinking of like the DMC5 beginning, where if you win
Yeah.
that, you get the goofy ending.
That's what I was gonna bring up specifically
Um,
was the DMC5 Heroes and Fights, where if you win, you just end the game early.
The I received the chalice of blood. There's also like you can glitch out a boss in Earthbound and win in a way you're not supposed to, and then that like skips like it's very dumb because it's one of those things where it takes 30 minutes to save 5 minutes, so it's not like a speedrun thing. But it's
Also,
kind of
random
interesting.
Random aside, how much fucking gold do you have?
I have, so my ship is worth a lot. Is
That's
worth
what that is.
11 million gold. I have 57,000 gold.
Damn it! All right. Now I see it. Because I was looking at the value of your ship. Now I see. Okay.
Yes. And also the other thing that I like is I think it's Phantasy Star 4 has a bit where you get thrown in jail at the start of the game, and then before that happens, what you can do is you can sell every item you have and buy a escape a dungeon item.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as you get thrown in jail, after a boss that you can't win, hilariously, after that happens, you can use the escape pipe to escape from jail, and you just end up in the throne room of the castle, and the king is just like, that was really clever, but we really need you to actually play the game right. You've got to like reset the game and don't do this, because the rest of the game will not work if you don't go through the dungeon like you're supposed to.
Mhm.
Fire consume my enemies! Slam to burst!
I want more things like that.
That was
Something
easy.
that used to be a thing back in the day that I didn't catch on to was manuals would excuse bugs in the game by writing in gameplay reasons for them.
Yeah, somewhere around here I have a manual for Sonic 2 for the Game Gear. And it talks about how, because Sonic runs faster than the screen, that's an Eggman trap. And it's like, oh, if you run faster than the screen, you might run into off-screen things, and that's intentionally designed by Eggman. Or I guess at that point it would be intentionally designed by Robotnik. See, the problem is I've only heard of one of those games that you're trying to make a joke about.
I've heard of the first two. I don't know about the Wonderland one, but
Fire consume my enemies! Slam to burst!
I feel like David Lynch would be more likely to make something like Off than he would Lisa the Painful.
You're not wrong.
An utter victory.
That's coming out soon, right? Wes Anderson's Off would be a very different game. I'd be kind of into seeing that, but also very different.
See, now I'm just imagining him doing the film adaptation. I mean, everything needs a movie adaptation these days, right?
Oh, the music stopped when I went through this one. Oh, is
Did
this
the
not?
voice acting in field? What does that mean? Oh. Huh.
I thought that was where I was supposed to go. Poop.
Was it just for like more realistic, like, what do you call it? Like acoustics on the lines and shit?
I guess.
I was like, yeah, this is how it would sound if you were speaking in the woods surrounded by trees.
Oh, I was not supposed to go through the red one. It turns out.
Red is generally a warning. Let's fly through this weird wind tunnel and or James Bond gun.
I was looking at
Oh,
the
man.
eShop earlier, and there's a fake James Bond game on there, and it made me laugh very hard because it's like Agent 07.
That's very funny. So I was having a conversation with my roommate earlier. We were discussing just anthologies and things like that. So I had a thought. You know how there's always a lot of contention over, oh, who's going to be the actor who should play like James Bond?
Mhm.
And I was thinking, what if they did like a live action anthology style movie where you just had a different actor play James Bond in every sequence?
That'd be fun.
And I was thinking you could justify it as like a thing of like, well, he's a spy. None of the people who like know these stories actually know what he looks like, so you just got a different person representing him every time. And you could use that as almost like a test bed for who actually gets to be the new James Bond. But being like, we're just gonna try out like 5 actors in one movie and then see who works the best.
I kind of like that concept, not even as like just as an actor test bed, but just for like, that's a fun concept of just like people who experienced the James Bond tell stories, but they're all like, not fully sure on.
So the idea actually spun out of a similar idea that I had. Well, the exact same idea pretty much for Conan the Barbarian, because my cousin really likes the first Conan movie. It's pretty solid, and then we've talked repeatedly about how every other Conan movie is terrible, despite the fact that Jason Momoa is pretty much like perfect casting for that character, and they just bombed the movie. So I was like, it'd be fun because trying to figure out who would play him these days. The idea of like a bunch of dudes in like a bar talking about adventures they had where they ran into Conan, and all of them describing him as like different interpretations of the character, and just with different actors in charge, and be like, that'd be a fun thing. And then I was like, actually, that would be fun for James Bond as well. I don't know, I really like anthologies.
Yeah.
Is my thing. It's like, did anyone ever see that like Batman anime anthology they did back in the day?
Don't think so.
I think it was just called like Gotham Knights or something like that, but it was basically the same style as the Animatrix, where it was a bunch of animated shorts by different studios in like movie format, and all of them had like different versions and styles of Batman and different stories. It was actually really solid. Like, I remember liking way more of that than I didn't like.
I think it wants me to go through this portal.
Which, side note, like, that same anthology movie idea with a different actor playing the role would also work great for, like, Batman. Because you could literally just have a bunch of criminals talking about getting caught by Batman and describing him differently every time.
I feel like at a certain point that also just becomes that weird like PS3 360 era multiplayer game that was Batman.
Yeah, the Imposters.
Yeah, Gotham City Imposters.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That game, I remember I played that game because it was free on PS Plus, and it was surprisingly fun.
Oh, there's an eel.
Jet Li's The One was also a pretty good movie. What is that?
The weird eel thing. Oh god. I just realized that's the plot of The Last Night Springs. Except also not really, but kinda.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
The last bit of Night Springs is sort of Jet Li's the one, except that all the people don't fight each other. It's just all of them end up dead but one.
I mean, some of them fight each other.
Some of them fight each other.
I don't know. I remember hearing a James Bond like theory / idea one time. Someone was workshopping, where it was like a lot of different agents actually use the James Bond code name when they're on really dangerous missions. It's like, no, like you are one of these like 00 agents. Whenever you're on one of these crazy ass missions, you just use the name James Bond as like a cover. It's like, I kind of like that idea. The idea that there is no actual James Bond and he's like a cover identity they use to attribute all of these crazy things to one guy to like make that cover identity seem incredibly threatening. There is no bigger James.
It's only bigger Luke.
Luke, different story. Also, I believe the correct term is larger Jimmy.
I was also just thinking, there's larger Jimmy and James. That did like no damage.
This thing apparently loves getting Moonstone Cannon into the face. Also, I guess he was hiding in the void at the time. I was really
Yes.
hoping that after that there'd be a story thing where they were like, hey, we need to rethink this fight because that didn't do a lot of damage.
No, it seems like it's just gonna be
Oh man, is this the ship equivalent of the fight against Biggie and Smalls?
I hope not. Stop trying to poison my ship. That's not how this works.
But what if it is, though? See, because in that animation, it comes out of the fog.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that, like, when it did that, it would be vulnerable for a little while or something. Okay, they're doing a story thing. Good.
Deep in there.
Just waiting.
Yep.
Just sitting here, floating in the void of space, focusing up. I like this just stare down between you and the giant monster for like half a full turn.
Ah, ship bites. Ship fights. Yeah, and ship
They
bites,
do.
turns out.
No, ship fights are what's happening to you.
There's putting a new expansion pack in the Pokemon card game, phone game.
No fun.
It's got EVs. Means it has my favorite recent Pokemon character as also a card.
Oh yeah, Penny. I was gonna say, is it just more new EVs? Like EVs had to have already been in.
Yeah. It is more new. I like the look of Sylveon EX because it fits well with my deck that I like to run. That is just how fast can I draw my entire deck? Because there's no deck outs in that game. And it turns out when you have a lot of cards in your hand, it goes really well. He keeps putting the big cannon on the yellow, and I would like it to be on the red. This is very annoying.
Should you not go for the other choice when they offer the choice?
No, because the other choice, I cheated when I did very little damage. The other choice just means you lose it, and like I don't think you can attack it for a set of turns.
Okay. Like the way they're talking about, like, oh, it keeps hiding in the mist. I assumed they were going to do a thing of like, here's a dialogue option to make it come out of the mist so we can hit it better. So they can't really expect you to just use the Moonstone Cannon like 20 fucking times on this guy.
If they can, and they will.
I mean, that did more damage. That did twice as much damage as the last time you used it.
Hey, you know. I tried to buy more ship weapons, and I can't change my ship's equipment.
Yeah, there was the whole thing about getting torpedoes and stuff, right? I don't think I've ever seen you use a torpedo.
I used a torpedo when I had the fishing boat, the Little Jack, but like I literally can't change the weapons on this ship. It's just all prototype cannon,
Huh.
which is very strange. Oh wait, it's coming out. Aha! Is this our chance?
God damn it. I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And then I realized that I was looking at the fucking AI overview again. Apparently, there are specific Delphinus weapons that you have to equip. The ones you got for the other ship are just not, yeah. Oh, hey, it's finally out of the fog wall.
Yeah.
Nice. It's
While
no
you
longer
were
being a
while
Dark
you were
Souls
googling,
boss.
yeah, it came out and said hello.
Also, I like that this thing has fully refuted my earlier idea of they should have like random battles in the ship where you do ship battles in the sky. Of like, oh, it turns out these would be miserable. Well, I mean, at least if designed like this one. Either way, yeah, without some way to speed up these animations, random ship battles will take way too long.
Oh, it's going back in.
Oh no! Random aside, what game has your favorite ship combat?
So I really liked Assassin's Creed 4's ship combat. Which does also lead to, there's a very cool space game that I know I've mentioned before, called Rebel Galaxy, which is different from Rogue Galaxy, because I know we've had that mix-up discussion.
Yes.
Which is basically what if Assassin's Creed ship battles, but instead of being an Assassin's Creed, you're a space trucker.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, that's really cool.
I actually remember really enjoying the dumb ship fights in Wind Waker. Though a large part of that is because, like, when I was younger, and even still somewhat to this day, the explosions and, like, smoke effects in Wind Waker are maybe my favorite in any game ever.
They're very good.
The super stylized explosions are amazing. So yeah, any excuse to just fire cannons and throw bombs in that game, I was all in on. Although it would be funny if you could, like, upgrade the King of Red Lions throughout the game. Just load him down with more cannons and torpedoes and shit. Just really go crazy. Man, they should have made Bomb 2 torpedoes.
That would have been fun. Also, the other thing that I'm just thinking of is Wind Waker ship customization, but it's Resonance of Fate. And so you just have, 18 cannons with 27 scopes and...
Man, I feel like every time we talk about ship combat, I end up looking this game up, but now I've got to go find it again. Is this the one? Yeah, there was like a PS2 game called Naval Ops Warship Gunner 2, which was like a crazy, like, naval warfare game, but also hyper anime styled for all the cutscenes in between. And you could get, like, super in-depth with designing and customizing the layout of your ships and the weaponry and stuff. You fought crazy super weapons in the ocean. It was a good time.
Before we continue... There was a save point.
I mean, you're not
around here
quite going to
somewhere.
get that, but Captain Harlock is playable in Super Robot Wars T. He's one of the main ships you get. And you can totally have him do 6 ship combat by fighting other ships. Or just dudes. It's actually surprisingly effective. I usually don't end up using the ships in Super Robot Wars games that much, but Harlock does real damage. think the two main ships in that game are the Harlock and the Nadesco. I don't know how you pronounce that term.
Nadeshko?
Sure.
The same name as like the Armika's partner in the Street Fighters.
Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Probably. Nadesico.
Oh, then no. Unless it's just translated differently.
I've never seen the show that particular ship or whatever is from, but it has a big dumb gravity cannon built in, so that seems fun. That's an extremely anime cast of characters piloting the ship. Generally speaking, I prefer Harlock's crew because they are cool space pirates. Also, hey, did you make it out?
I did.
Nice. So, people couldn't get through the thing, right? Like, that was the whole point. Nobody could get through the Dark Rift.
Yep.
How do they have names for what's on the other side of it? 'Cause weren't you heading to, like, a specific location, like a city or something?
I think maybe it's like, you know, either the Dark Rift didn't always used to be there, is one possibility.
We did it!
And then the other possibility is just, oh, we've heard that there's things over there, but we don't know.
Okay. Because I forget the name of the place, but they kept saying, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to go to a certain place.
We're going to the place where they eat food with sticks.
Yes.
Yafutoma, I think.
That's the one, yeah. Also, by microwave laser, do you mean the part where they literally just turn a bunch of solar panels and, like, basically hit the other side with a giant magnifying glass? Because, yeah, that part's messed up.
Isn't that the Archimedes death ray?
Basically, on, like, a space scale. Because when I hear microwave laser, I immediately think of Vanquish.
I want to play Vanquish.
Vanquish is good.
Vanquish is good.
There are a few days that couldn't be improved by a little bit of Vanquish.
We love acronyms.
See, now I gotta go find out what this is from.
That was easy.
Which Gundam is this? Is this gonna be Gundam Seed? It's from Gundam Seed!
Oh, I know that's your favorite. Oh,
It causes human bodies hit by it to inflate and explode.
Shamosens were suddenly happening, so I think we're approaching the Japanese zone. Like fucking,
So, I like the "Do you hear anything?"
like fucking,
Like, yeah, the background music changed.
fucking Luke Cage and the Defenders.
I was gonna say it's like you switched characters in Indigo Prophecy.
I like my answer better.
Oh yeah, no, I do too. Look at those fucking ships. I think you're in the right place.
I think I'm in the right place. Oh, there was a really cool game that I played a demo of a lot because it was on like a computer my parents had. But I think it was called Trade Winds or something like that. So apparently the lesson here is just that I really enjoy oops. Games about like logistics.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was one of those games where it's like, oh, you're in like the South Pacific and you're going between ports and you're buying things at one port to sell at other ports for higher prices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very, generic. Very common premise, but I remember really enjoying it because I was a child.
Huh, interesting. So I was looking up the Tradewinds game. There's a Tradewinds Caravans plus Odyssey pack on Steam, but you can't buy it.
Weird.
It's there, you can add it to your wish list, but there's no release date or anything. Like, I wonder if it was just... It wasn't delisted, obviously, because it's still here. But it seems like you just can't buy it anymore. Bizarre. You can probably still get it on GOG.
Probably.
Everything works on GOG. They got Alpha Protocol to work.
Love Alpha Protocol. Ow!
Did they build a Great Wall in the sky?
Maybe.
I feel like that wouldn't work.
Don't worry about it.
Because it's in the sky. And you're in an airship. Which is capable of three-dimensional movement. But okay, sure.
Yeah, well, I will say, looking at it on Steam, it does say like system requirements XP or Vista, and that might be why you can't buy it. Is because they're like, well, but while ship battles are happening, let's take a look at GOG. Oh, no results on GOG.
No. That's actually kind of fascinating. I've honestly always just operated under the assumption that GOG has all of the old games you'd want. It's in the name. Also, hey, apparently the GOG summer sale is currently on, so, get on that, people.
Also, Tradewinds Classic no longer available on the Steam store, but this is, looking at it, this was the one that I definitely played.
That makes sense.
It's old. System requirements: OS, Windows XP, or Vista.
If only I still have my old e-machine.
Yeah. Processor: Pentium 3 or better. DirectX 7 or above.
That's a tall order.
What DirectX are we even up to at this moment in time?
Man, after 11 or 12, it all just kind of blends together, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at now.
DirectX 12 Ultimate.
All right.
Yeah, we're just at increased feature sets for 12.
Speaking of random, just random games, at TFB, have you heard of a game that just came out called Crown Gambit?
I have not.
It's a game that came out on Steam like today, this morning, where it is like, A, it has a really cool art style, B, it is like a card game murder mystery kind of thing, where you play as like one of 3 characters and navigate the aftermath of an assassination, and like side with different political rivals in a medieval kingdom and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems interesting.
I'm digging this
I
art
haven't
style.
played it. I picked it up, and it looks really cool, but I have yet to play the game. But I really like the way it looks, if nothing else. Not gonna lie, I just went ahead and set one of those Steam screenshots as my desktop background because it looks really cool.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It turns out I'm very easy to please. A game with a cool art style will pull me in. It's like music where you bust out the violins. It's like, all right, you got me. Oh, side note, I have actually just recently, because I was really bored and not feeling great yesterday, browsing my PlayStation library of things I bought, I reinstalled that the newest of the Saints Rows.
I still like that game.
I've been playing a little bit of it. I got through like the first mission, just ran around and did some stuff, and it seems like they fixed at least a lot of the bugs I was having when I initially played it, where my clothing no longer randomly changes colors and everything as I go through the game.
That would be, yeah.
So
That's
it's like that
the
is
main
nice.
issue.
That I'm gonna be honest, that is 100% the reason I didn't play any more of that game, was because if I can't like
Maintain
I
a
play
look.
Saints Row to, I play Saints Row to dress up my character. If I can't dress up my character, I can't play your game. That's it.
That's
It's
fair.
that simple.
I will say that that game still has like one of my favorite missions that has ever been in a Saints Row game near the end.
Okay. I think I might get through it, so I will see.
The mission is called the After Party when you
Okay.
get there.
Also, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I gotta hit the bathroom.
We'll still be fighting this ship. Probably not. It's almost dead. Alrighty. Ah, you missed. Darkseid 2, you missed, pal. I know. We've almost got this covered. Like, there we go. Pyro bomb. The yin yang.
Wow.
All right.
That was quick.
Yeah, I just had to grab a drink and use the bathroom real quick. I'm assuming you won.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the big dumb microwave thing from Seed that Speed Slasher was talking about, not Pyro Bomb, which is what he's talking about now.
Yes.
Do you have any favorite, like, fictional super weapons?
So the only one that's coming to mind, and you and I are going to be happy about it, but I know that Mr. Speed Slasher will not be, The only one that came to mind immediately was the Danziver satellite laser from Evil Zone, just
From Evil
because
Zone? Wait.
of the part where in the in-game wiki they talk about how it can go between 100 square miles and 1 micrometer of distance.
I was gonna say, does speed not like Evil Zone?
Speed does not like Evil Zone.
What
Not
the
that I
fuck?
like it. Not that I like it, but the one that always comes to mind for me for super weapons is I think it's called like the Sun Crusher or the Star Crusher or something from Star Wars Extended Universe. It just shoots a torpedo into suns and causes them to go supernova, and it's like designed in a way that makes it invincible. Like you can't harm it. It's like, what's the most ridiculous thing we can make for this new series of books here? Destroying planets one by one is too inefficient. Let's destroy solar systems.
I mean, yeah, in the sequels they just made like a shotgun Death Star, so why not? I like the idea that Star Wars just has all these ridiculous super weapons in it, where it's like, Jesus Christ, like why? Why do you need this thing? It all comes down to the one guy with the light sword, anyways.
Was the one
None of this shit
guy
matters.
who actually we're gonna start harder, not harder. Was it a super weapon that, you know, brought the moon down on Chewbacca? Is that a thing?
I don't know, actually. I don't know why the moon fell on Chewbacca. I just know that it did.
Ow!
Okay, so after I stopped reading Extended Universe stuff, things got weird. Like some Force-resistant aliens from another galaxy showed up, and I think it was during that saga that Chewbacca got the moon dropped on him.
Okay.
And I don't know the context of it.
That was a very dramatic animation for throwing ninja stars. Did a lot of damage though, so I guess I can't complain.
Give me strength.
Oh, you Matrix dodged your sword. You know what? I like the animations on these guys. They're fun. They're just throwing out random kicks as they idle. I don't know. I think my favorite big dumb super weapon is actually it's from Gundam Wing. The upgraded Wing Gundam the main character gets like halfway through the show, the Wing Gundam Zero. Just the default gun on that thing is enough to destroy like an entire space colony of like thousands and thousands of people in one shot. And it's to the point where even people in the series are like, wait, they can do that? Like, what the fuck? Why would you make just a single mobile suit that can wipe out a whole space colony? It's fucking nuts. Like, there's literally a point where one of the characters just, like, fires it and spins in a circle and takes out, like, a full army.
Over there. Here goes.
I like the space laser from Contra Hardcore that General Behemoth shoots at Earth for questionable reasons. And it makes a huge explosion. You're like, okay, but what did you just blow up? And why?
You know, sometimes you just want to shoot a space laser.
Fair enough.
You just gotta show them you have it.
I think that's the plot of Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Gonna pee on the moon.
You know, the fucking Sonic Adventure 2, like, Death Egg laser. Also pretty good. What was that stupid space station called again? It wasn't the Death Egg, was it? The Death Egg was in Sonic
No,
3.
it's
If you're talking about Sonic Adventure 2, it's the Ark.
Yeah, Space
okay,
Colony
so
Arc.
the arc laser. Yeah.
Yeah, Death Egg is in a lot of the earlier Sonics.
Yeah, I was gonna say Death Egg I mostly remember from like Sonic 3, Sonic Knuckles.
We are victorious.
The Westerners. That's a mood.
The Death Egg is so fucking silly. It's just the Death Star with Robotnik's face on it.
If I were a Yafutoma, where would I hide? Oh. Shamisen started again, so I think I'm going in the correct direction.
It's just a theory, but it's probably on the other side of that wall.
Probably.
Fire consume my enemies! Lambda burst!
Kind of disappointed that the random world map enemies have not changed much.
Yeah. I mean, these jellyfish
But
guys are
I'll-
new.
I'll take it as long as it means we're out of Roach Guy zone.
That's true.
I hope that I'm being useful.
Also, I just noticed that Aika has, like, no hit points. Let's, And let me just go under the Great Wall here. Oh no, I can't go under it! Oh no, I can. I have found the Yafutoma. Apparently, I am the first to discover this. I am the Luis Frois here. I did not check out. I think the Pyro Bomb is just an item that I can use in a ship fight. Hello.
I will say, I wish they got a little bit crazier with these ship weapons, and you could have like stolen the weird experimental shit that one guy used earlier on you.
Oh,
Give you
the
the
big dumb
flamethrower.
hand. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't shoot. That man is not black.
I was gonna say the citizenry seems pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Wait.
I like the you've invaded Yafutoma, and they're like, we did it. All right, first contact. Well, I don't trust those guys.
What? Oh, let's come up with a different name.
Well,
Thumbs up. Blue Moon Crystal. Let's go get
Yeah.
the Blue Moon Crystal.
it's somewhere. You said it was the bottom of something.
Yeah, the
That
bottom
bottom
of
of my
Mount Kazai.
Mount Kazaa, adjacent to Mount Limewire. But beware, the fearsome bonsai buddy lurks within.
I'm not sure how to fit Bear Share in here. My main memory of all those programs is my parents asking us kids to download songs for them and burn CDs.
Nice. And then there was one for a while I used called, I think it was like WinMX, and it had, it looked like they made the
Oh.
art with MS Paint. It was great.
I think that's probably the mount in the distance there. This is definitely not Mount Fuji. I don't know what you. I don't know why you would get that impression.
I mean, it's a mountain. All mountains look the same.
That's very untrue, but
Yeah, they're basically. You've seen one mountain, you've seen them all. It's rock. It's big, pointy rocks stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, that's the WinMX logo.
Whoa! Somebody worked hard on that.
Yep.
one moment.
Apparently it standard for Windows Music Exchange. I did not know that. The #1 source for online music in 2005 with an estimated 2.1 million users.
I mean, also speed. Like a lot of people just have brown hair. It's fine.
Free phone call.
All right.
Let's go around the other way to go to all the merchant, I guess. Oh. There's a thing somewhere. Where is it? Oh, oh, it's the wrong thing. I thought it was a bird, but it was the thing to feed the weapon. I gotta feed my mag. These bridges are steep. I do almost have a great gold amount, but unfortunately I'm about to spend a lot of gold here.
I probably. I'm assuming these people have things to buy.
Oh, right, Shariza. I remember that. I used that for a while. I'm just looking up all these old sharing softwares.
All the old P2P.
Hmm. The Napsters and the e-donkeys and whatnot.
That is true. Come on back now, you hear? We're either in not East Asia or not the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh, that was a lot. Whoops. Oh wait, I actually wait. I do have things I can sell that aren't. Sell the unholy dagger. The soul crystal. Okay, now I don't have a lot of money, but that's okay.
Shopping trip over.
Well, also got like. Oh, probably the other. Oh, this place.
This whole area looks like that Soul Calibur 2 stage.
You're not wrong. Someone who's played a decent amount of Soul Calibur 2 lately.
And or that one Soul Calibur 1 stage.
Man, I never played Soul Calibur 1.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
No, 2 is where I entered the series.
Also a good place to start the Soul Caliburs.
Yep, with the GameCube edition is what I had. So I never got to experience Heihachi or Spawn.
I was one of those Xbox weirdos. Got the spawns.
Nice.
Soul Calibur 1 was very good. And like it was both very good, and especially for like the Dreamcast version, it was just it was arcade perfect basically. And
It was
had
more
a
than
bunch
arcade. It was more than arcade perfect. It was significantly better than the arcade version because the arcade version was on like I think a PS1 board. So yeah, the Dreamcast version it looked a lot better and it had all kinds of fun extra shit like one of those weird campaign modes.
Oh, I didn't realize Soul Calibur 1 had one of those as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess they've always had those.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about Soul Blade or Soul Edge or whatever the PlayStation one was called, but Soul Calibur certainly did.
Yeah, I believe I've mentioned it before, but as far as Soul Calibur goes, I think 3 has always been my favorite of the bunch. Which I think is maybe not the most popular choice, but 3 is the one I like.
Huge bird.
Okay.
So this is like the fire temple, right? Oh, I should have. Before I walked forward. Not that like I did like just save back in.
I will say this, I'm really glad they just saw that and were like, oh, that's the Blue Gigas. Alright, cool.
They're
Like,
learning.
I'm really glad there was not a
They're learning.
Yeah, I'm really glad there was not a. What could that be? It's a cool statue. All right.
Yeah, look at the cool diver suit. I love it.
It's very Knights of the Old Republic 2, actually. Also, I guess Knights of the Old Republic 1 also had that diving suit sequence.
I don't think I played enough of Knights of the Old Republic 1 to get to a diving suit sequence.
There was an underwater planet where I'm pretty sure you had to run around in a diving suit. Don't remember much of it, because that was towards the part of the game where I zoned out and just finished it, but pretty sure that was a thing.
Oh, brother.
What's up? Oh, are you in the water temple?
I'm in the water temple, baby.
Fun.
Oh, because the one I targeted ran away, now I'm Cutlass Furying this other thing. That's lame.
That was easy.
Hey, we've maxed out the green spells on Ina and Aika. That's cool.
Oh, hey, apparently they've announced news about the new Monster Hunter title update coming next Thursday.
Sweet.
Ugh.
Give me that Legaia.
I know they said that update.
Give me that Legaia, Chris.
I know they said the update was coming like at the end of the month, but I didn't realize that how close to the end they meant.
Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, spoilers. If that Trade Winds game was available on Steam, I was just going to go ahead and send that to you as an early birthday present, but it didn't work out.
Unfortunate.
Next time. Next time you mention some random obscure bullshit, I'll be there.
Happy birthday. I got you a link to the Donkey Kong Country TV series on YouTube for free. Go watch those terrible Donkey Kong musicals.
No, I don't believe what I see. Everything's upside down and it makes no sense to me.
Diddy Kong saying something that sounds like bitches for days. Or whatever it was.
I'm kind of interested in the expected route, I will be perfectly honest. Just so I can finally be the weirdo who understands what it means when you talk about, 3D glasses, baby, hunting, whatever.
Baby punting. Is he getting you a copy of Absolute Batman? Also, man, we talked about the Ultimate Marvel Universe and how the new Ultimate Marvel Universe is actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
As the counterpoint to that,
The
there's
DC
also
version is
the-
bad.
I'm not a fan, personally. There are things in it that I think are good, but for the most part, I think that Absolute Universe is kind of shit because it's just, what if the thing you know, but way edgier? And DC's already honestly pretty edgy most of the time, so I don't care for it.
I mean, I remember when fucking... Was the event called Dark Metal? Was that the name of
Death
the...
Metal.
Okay, thank you. I remember that.
No, because I think the first event was Dark Knight's Metal, and the next event was Death Metal.
I knew it was something very stupid, and then where superheroes were caused by metal, because sure,
Yeah.
because meta humans is actually metal humans.
Mm-hmm.
Comic book.
And then they discovered the secret metal beneath the Bat Cave called Batmanium.
I missed that part.
Yeah, that was a thing. Batmanium was very important to the storylines.
I don't think I like Batmanium very much.
I don't. I really don't.
You remember when... I'm switching gears from comic books to movies here, but remember when in Iron Man 2, Iron Man made a new element and he didn't call it Iron Manium? That was a good plan.
Yeah. Starkium.
But he didn't call it that either.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever gave it a name, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think they ever did. Or, no. Maybe they did, but the point is it wasn't anything ridiculous. It wasn't dumb enough to remember.
Yeah.
That's for sure. It was not offensive enough to stand out the way Batmanium is. Hello, I feel like DC's problem is they veer back and forth wildly between, like, incredibly edgy and then actually fun. Like, they had the big dumb Beast World event where everyone turned into furries, and that was just mostly a fun time. It's like, yeah, you do that more often. That was actually entertaining. There was good stuff happening during that.
I want to point out the Wikipedia plot summary does not actually even mention the... Oh wait, there it goes. It's like it's like not even mentioning the subplot of having to make a new element. But then I did just find it, and yeah, it doesn't have a name. Oh yeah, the detective of something city that's like a weird porn game.
There's a lot of those on Steam these days.
It's one of those RPG Maker games where they're like, hey, go to our website to get the good stuff and patch it in.
Okay. I'm not sure if I respect that more or less than the ones that are just like, it's all just in the game already. Here you go.
Actually, I don't think it's on Steam anymore.
Oh. Either
thought-
that or you changed your settings.
Either that or I changed my settings. But I was typing... I thought it was like Girl Detective in Steam City or something was the name of it, and like it's not popping up in the search.
I found it. It's there.
Oh, never mind.
No, that's on you. You could get it in this $2,446.23 bundle.
Pardon?
It's a bundle of all the games from that publisher. With 178 different games.
I don't think that's a good use of money.
But if you had an extra $2,500 to spend...
I would not spend it on porn.
Speaking of poor uses of money, I guess they made a sequel to Shadowverse, which just came out, and everyone's reviewing it poorly because it has a poorer economy in terms of having to put more money in to get anything out of it.
Welp.
I don't know if it carries over the old cards or not, or if it's just a whole new thing, but I kind of I lost interest in Shadowverse when Magic the Gathering Arena happened, because that was kind of like, okay, now I can just play the real thing.
There are some of those that are good. Oh, well,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
not the... Well,
I enjoyed Shadowverse. It wasn't bad.
I'm talking about RPG Maker games, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Speed in the chat was talking about a bunch of RPG Maker games.
Yeah, I mean, there's cult classics that are RPG Maker, and then I think there's some actually legitimately,
Yeah, there's some really good recent
RPG
stuff.
Maker games.
A friend of mine got me one when I was in college called Lie At or Lie Eat. I don't remember. It's Lieat.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, that one's really cool. During a Steam sale, I had like a quarter left over, and I was just scrolling through, quarter games. This was before the glut of Steam porn and junk. But there was an RPG Maker game there called Ladra that's a stealth game.
Just looking up here. Okay, apparently Lisa was RPG Maker. To the Moon.
Yep.
Yume Nikki. The Corpse Party series.
But Buttered Poopers, very importantly
Yeah.
made in RPG Maker.
Yep. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, Pokemon Uranium, that thing everyone knows. I have not heard of that one. But yeah,
No.
there's stuff.
No, we're talking about real RPG Maker games, not RPG Maker porn games. I'm sure there are a ton of those too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, was Omori RPG Maker? Huh.
Over there. Here goes.
The Hello Charlotte series, I guess, was RPG Maker. Those games are pretty fucked up in a good way.
I'm unfamiliar. I do somewhat regret starting this dungeon with, an hour 50 into the stream, but,
Eh. Oh, yeah, because these things like to space out the same points, huh?
yeah. But it's fine. Dead end. Oh god. Mantoid.
Fire consume my enemies! Lambda burst!
Oh god, more of these things.
Over there!
Oh, right. Wait, is this... Oh, okay. I was gonna say I thought Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden was Game Maker, and the answer was yeah. It started out on RPG Maker, but ended up moving to Game. Yeah, Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden is definitely a get for whatever engine it's on. A lot of horror games in RPG Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some of those early, like, popular RPG Maker games were more horror-based, and then that kind of just became, like, an avenue for people to make those kinds of games.
Yep.
Let us be thankful for our safety.
Oh, right. Oh, the camera in this game sometimes sucks.
Fire consume my enemies! Lambda burst!
I like that I'm Googling that Wolf RPG engine that you've mentioned, and I just appreciate one comment of, oh, there's a newer version, and it supports higher resolution, like 1280 by 720.
Yeah, now that you mentioned it, I think the older versions of RPG Maker capped out at like 640 by 480.
I should mess around with RPG Maker more.
This is actually, I think, the first I've heard of this wolf thing. That's neat that there's other stuff.
There's competition in that sphere.
Yeah, the RPG Maker people, they keep making new ones with new engines. Like they made one that was that hooked into Unity, and now they're making one that is kind of like a Godot hook. And it's like, just,
Oh.
pick a lane, guys.
I mean, it's interesting they're kind of,
Yeah.
reaching out in those directions.
Yeah.
Especially because Godot got way more popular recently, so.
Oh, Godot's good. Yeah, Godot's great.
Cassette Beast was made in Godot. my fun contribution to this. Also, the fucking Sonic Colors remake was made in Godot.
Yeah, it was one of those weird things where they have the original engine running, and then it's wrapped in Godot, and they do stuff on top of it. And for better or for worse, that's an approach people take to things. I think the best positive example of that is Metroid Prime Remastered, where you basically wrap the old game in a new engine.
I was gonna also say that Oblivion remake recently probably also fits for that.
I was gonna say I wouldn't necessarily call that a positive example. It performs terribly.
No.
They did it.
That's a Bethesda game. You don't go to Bethesda games for good performances.
Okay, fair. Oh, okay, I didn't know that Mad Father and Misao were both ones. Because, yeah, those definitely get mentioned in the context of RPG Maker stuff.
Also, to be fair, like that Sonic Colors remake isn't the greatest either. So.
No, it's fine. It's not. I'm not sure if I'd call it markedly better than the original. I always find all the editions of RPG Maker immensely confusing. I'm gonna see if there's a list of them somewhere.
Probably on Wikipedia.
Yep. And then they made a number of them for consoles.
Yeah, I have a 3DS one.
Under the Wikipedia page, they list the initial release as 1992 with RPG Tsukuru Dante 98, and the stable release as RPG Maker MZ from 4 years ago.
There's something extraordinarily funny about the first release being RPG Tsukuru Dante 98, and it was released in 1992. Oh, because it's for the PC 98. Okay. That makes sense. It's still funny to think about.
Oh yeah, it is funny, for sure. Oh, and RPG Maker 95 was the first Windows one.
That wasn't so bad.
And probably also not year-based.
Wikipedia does not say when RPG Maker 95 came out.
Tsukuru Super Dante for the Super Nintendo. It was also broadcast via the Satellaview.
That's insane. Why would you do that?
And the first one, just called RPG Maker, was the PlayStation one, I guess.
And then yeah, I have RPG Maker FES, which is the 3DS one.
Nintendo 3DS. PlayStation the best, RPG Skuru 3. like those the bests they have in Japan.
I miss that type of thing. I feel like digital distribution kind of ended that concept, unfortunately.
And the 2000s and the bests. And
Player's Choice, Nintendo Select,
yeah, Konami's
whatever.
best. Play
Yeah.
it.
How else will we get that amazing Castlevania box art? We won't. We'll never see that again. Instead, we just get the Arkham City one. That's way less exciting.
Oh, right. The Godot one wasn't an RPG maker; it was an action game maker. Now that I remember. Right, and I think it was the same people also made like Pixel Game Maker that allowed publishing on Switch in partnership with them. There's a lot of game development tools out there, which I appreciate, but there's also a lot, so it's confusing.
Yeah, I saw that action game maker pop up on Steam recently. Didn't realize it was tied into Godot.
Oh right, yeah, that Out of the Blue game has an English patch. I saw that on one of those distribution sites referencing that speed slasher stuff I just noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and SOS, I think that was that fun one on the Super Nintendo where you do some 2D platforming and try and escape the ship, and there's different characters and different endings and stuff. Yeah, that sounds about right. I've been trying to remember the name of a series of 2 games recently, and I haven't been able to do it. The first one is, I think, on PlayStation, and it's a 2D side-scrolling shooter, like Gradius type shit, but there's some weird biohorror stuff at the end. And then the second game is on PS2, and it's more of like full Resident Evil survival horror on a space station. It's the direct sequel, and you play as different characters.
Almost sounds like that weird, like, Defender PS2 game, almost.
I'm pretty sure that's not what it is.
It's
but,
probably not, but that was the first thing that I just jumped into my head. I don't like these dead ends. They make me nervous.
I like that when I searched for PS2 survival horror games with multiple protagonists, Google's AI was like, let me recommend you 2 games that have single protagonists. It explicitly called that out in its AI summary of like, oh, neither of these games have multiple protagonists, but maybe you mean these.
Favor the
This
future,
is
baby.
one criteria I gave you.
Prepare yourself.
Fire consume my enemies! Lamp to burst! Over there!
Oh, do you mean Philosoma?
I probably do. Let me look that up.
It's a side-scroller, and the sequel is something called Phase Paradox.
That sounds like it.
It was an entertaining progression of series and also a fun name.
Yeah. Japan only. That's the one. Yeah.
Man, the graphics in Phase Paradox look way better than I was expecting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I found it through. I think Lacrosse streamed it. Phase Paradox, and did like a real-time translation or whatever. I'm not sure if there's any real English patch. I don't think there is. But to jump back a topic, games that would be nice localized.
Yeah.
Phase Paradox.
I like this box art.
Yeah, Phase Paradox is great. One of the characters is like this Schwarzenegger-esque marine dude who you think at one point has been taken over by the aliens because you left him alone with the alien, but he came back alive, and turns out nope, he's actually a robot. So he can't be taken over by the aliens.
Good for him.
That's some Alien, the movie Alien. There.
He's a good guy as opposed to
Yeah. Some
well, I guess that's also
aliens.
yeah, I was gonna say actually depending on which alien. Yeah. Cool. And thanks for finding that. That was looking at me.
Don't thank me. Thank Google's AI mode.
Thank you, AI. Doing something useful for once.
Yeah. That's the problem. It can be used for things like that, of like, hey, I'm trying to remember this obscure thing. Can you help me with these random context clues? Like, that it's actually good for. Filing legal briefs, not so much.
Oh, gosh. I can't believe people keep doing that.
It keeps happening. The problem is, I think there's legitimately a subset of people who don't understand that it's lying to them. I think I retweeted that article on Blue Sky about the absurd number of people who have fallen into like complete delusional states dealing with AI.
Oh yeah, I noticed. I'm not sure if it's the same one, but yeah, people who suddenly think they're God or whatever.
Oh, it's not even that. This was like, there was a guy that became convinced that he was basically Neo from the Matrix.
Right, yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But it basically told him to jump off a roof, and he was like, wait a second, are you bullshitting me? And it was like, yes, I am. And you're one of the few smart enough to figure that out, so now your mission is to, like, keep me from doing it to anyone else. So now he's like, it seamlessly transitioned from bullshitting him about being the chosen one to bullshitting him about being, like, a crusader against evil AIs.
Yep.
And he just fell right into another delusion and is now currently, like, in a legal battle with OpenAI trying to claim their AI is sentient. And it's like, no, god damn it. You were so close to getting out. Like, you were so close to getting out, but you are fundamentally incapable of understanding that it's just constantly telling you how smart you are.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you caught me.
It's just lying to you about whatever you want it to.
Yes, that's how it just agrees. It just agrees with you about, like, everything. Because the only guidelines they gave it are, like, keep people talking. So it's gonna fucking just be like, yeah, no, all of your ideas are great, you are a genius.
Also, I like that I was on Google Images, and there's like a bajillion other games like listed here that I've just never heard of for the PS2. What is this game? There's a game called Scandal. I think
There's
only
so many PS2 games, especially if you get into like UK and EU shovelware.
it's Animal Soccer World. Oh, this seems cool. I like this game's description for Scandal.
Oh,
That wasn't so bad.
Scandal is an interactive anime movie which puts you in the role of a freelance photographer. While your father was a professional in the same line of work, you go on a day-by-day basis with whatever job comes your way. This time it includes a famous rock musician. All enthusiastic about your next gig, you were glad to enter the prestigious private party under a guise to look for your next scoop, but what you didn't know is that your next photo is going to change your life and put you in a dangerous turmoil of murder and mystery.
Yay! If he likes those things.
I do. I don't like this art style. Never mind. I do like this screenshot, though. It's also
yeah, it's
like,
an art screenshot.
like that art style is so different from the box art.
The art style looks like an old school, like kind of early '90s anime movie. It looks like Perfect Blue or some shit.
This game did come out in the year 2000, and it did list Production IG as a thing on it that apparently did like the Ghost in the Shell stuff.
Aha.
God damn it! Like the problem is, I was trying to find like the Wikipedia page for that, and I'm just getting list of controversial PS2 games because Scandal.
So
It's like, God damn it!
I bet there's not an English language Wikipedia page.
Probably
on it.
not. There is probably not.
Speaking of shovelware, what was it called? That horrible truck game that Alex Navarro played.
Oh, Big Rigs!
Yeah, Big Rigs. I can't believe they got the rights to that and put it out on Steam.
Apparently that's like questionable.
Oh, they don't actually have the rights?
They
just
don't-
put it out?
I sort of, and then also it's like a crypto miner in there somewhere.
Ooh, God, that's scummy. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I have
Glad I
that.
Glad I didn't buy that then.
Wait, which game had a terrible crypto mining thing?
The Steam release of Big Rigs over the road racing.
Ah.
Oh God. I feel like that was not the right hole to jump down. You know, I will say at the very least, you know, when you're in these underwater sections, there are no random encounters. And
That's a
nice.
plus.
Just enjoy moon
Not
hopping
your mini
around.
map there.
And yes, also just filling out the mini map.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I will attempt to mute myself next time.
That's okay. Also, the other weird PS2 game here listed is a game called Sugunai Atonement, which apparently did come out in the US. And it has a very weird box art.
Yes, I'm looking at the box art for that game now, and I like that someone discovered the invert tool in MS Paint.
Yep.
Okay, if you've seen the back of that game's box art, it's also very funny because spoilers, they're still using that invert tool.
Great.
Or wait, no, is that? I guess that's the back of the. I guess it had different cases for regions. That makes sense.
I don't know, the back of the box is also pretty good because the big thing on the top just says, "A warrior damned, pain his only salvation."
Ooh. Oop, I'll be back in a couple of minutes again.
Have fun. Lame.
We won! We won!
I appreciate this reset era thread, which is, should I pay $120 for Mario 3D All Stars? And basically every reply is just no.
It's crazy to me that that game has shot up in price. I say as someone who bought it, but not at $120. I bought it,
Right.
when it was available for a normal price. I like that I managed to guess correctly the second go around here.
Nintendo Switch firmware, general system stability improvements. Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah, stabilize that Switch, baby! I had a train of thought about... Oh yeah, especially like now, because they've already said that Super Mario Sunshine is coming to the GameCube online stuff, and Super Mario 64 is already on the online stuff.
Right.
So...
Most of the way there already, yeah. What do you think about this Pauline in Donkey Kong Bonanza stuff.
I am pro the Pauline in Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. It just seems like I have no idea how they're going to work that out into the other Donkey Kong stuff, or if this is just like Donkey Kong has a new canon now. Which, if that's what they're doing, then fine. I mean, go for it. But
The rich lore of Donkey Kong is not something
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
particularly, you know.
I mean, it was already weird what they did with Donkey Kong Country.
That's true. The city is called New Donk City because that's a great name for a city. I don't know
Yeah.
what
that
else to
is
tell you.
a good name for a city.
Also, I appreciate the Bananergy.
Turns out Nintendo's not going to break the stories apart. In fact, they're going whole hog. All of it is canon now, including the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie.
Including the Donkey Kong Country TV show. Eddie the Yeti shows up in
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. If he showed up, you know what I would say? I would say no. I don't believe what I see. Everything's upside down and it makes no sense to me.
Also canon, Captain N, the Game Master.
Yes. I was gonna say they should make a Castlevania game with like weird bomber suit Simon, bomber jacket Simon, but I feel like that's, to a certain extent, that's kind of Aria of Sorrow in a weird way, because he's got a nice furry jacket.
Mm-hmm. Bad box art, Simon Belmont.
I don't know why I'm filling in the mini-map, I don't need to. Oh
I forgot
no!
about Bomber Girl.
Oh dear. I don't know what you could possibly be thinking about in regards to Bomber Girl, but yeah, what's in Bomber Girl?
Here goes.
Yeah. I'm familiar with Bomber Girl in that I know people who play the weird PC version because they have some dude gives them stuff in Japan, which is apparently how you have to play that game, not in a Japanese arcade.
The Bomberman canon universe. Featuring Solid Snake.
Featuring Xavier Woods.
Oh, right.
It's featuring Pyramid Head.
Mhm.
Also, Master Chief, I think, is in the Xbox version of Super Bomberman R. I think.
I will look this up. Vic Viper. Yeah, wow, there's probably a lot of stuff in here.
There,
Pyramid Head Bomber.
there's a lot of stuff.
Alucard Bomber, Anubis Bomber, Arbiter Bomber.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's this? Atlas Bomber is apparently a portal thing.
Oh yeah, that's the the co-op robots, Atlas and Peabody.
Some Tokimeki Memorial Girl.
I believe that's Shiori Fujisaki.
Ayako Katagiri is the one I was looking at.
Oh,
because
never
I'm
mind.
Still in it. Because I am in the letter A. Oh, Bill Bomber from Contra. Wow, they did a lot of this.
There's so many characters in Super Bomberman R, it's kind of nuts.
Heaviest Maru Bomber, Goemon Bomber. Grunt Bomber, what are you? Oh, a Halo Grunt. Wouldn't have expected that.
Fire consume my enemies!
Yeah, Master Chief.
Slam to burst!
Snake, yep. Radius Option Bomber, sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
Princess Tomato Bomber, okay, that's a hell of a
That's a
callback.
cut. I appreciate the deep cut.
Oh yeah, here's Shiori Fujisaki. Or Shiori. Simon Belmont. Yep. Yep. Xavier Woods. Of course. I should get Super Bomberman R.
It's good. Yep, that's definitely concept art for one of these types of games. I do like the weird chainsaw thing, though. Here, I will share with the group, but not put on stream.
Sounds good to me. Those are some interesting weapons.
Prepare yourself.
My cross is also a chain sword. Chainsaw sword. Also a sword mace whip.
It is a mystery.
We did it!
Oh. Oh, I didn't get turned. Anything useful over here, or is it just... appears to be just nothing. This is a very strange rope climbing noise. Oh. I got a moonfish. Oh, this is just taking me back. Oops. Nope. God. Take me back! I mean, I guess this also gets me to where I need to go. A brief moment where it's like, oh, hey, the controller's vibrating. When it casts Quicka, it should, you know, play the... I know the instrument is called a Quika, but that's close enough to Quicka that it's funny to me.
Fire consume my enemies! Slam to burst!
I guess I should, well, I don't know if I should mention it, but I will mention that I did get a bit farther in Doom the Dark Ages. I'm making my way through that.
Yeah, I gathered that from all the Cthulhu talk, but that's awesome.
I enjoyed the Cthulhu levels. Unsurprising, but...
Fire consume my enemies! Slam to
Rude.
Moons. Purify our souls. Here goes. We did it!
Level up. I feel like before I mess with that, I took this path because I thought this was like, you know, the side path because it had the thing to feed the silver weapon with, but then this seems more path than I expected it to be.
Fire consume my enemies! Slam to burst! We won! We won!
Got tricked. How many do I need for like the big moves? How many do I need for the big moves? I would have guessed 3, but apparently not.
Fire consume my enemies!
I only need 4.
Slam to burst!
I wasn't paying super close attention to what that was, and then I just saw the screen turn very purple, and I got really concerned. Slither.
Fire consume my enemies! Lambda burst!
I found this retro commercials post in my Blue Sky feed, and I have no idea what it's for. Aside from the fact that it looks like proto Minecraft Man.
Hold on. This one gets to be shared with everybody because that is too
Yeah, I think
weird.
I think it should. Do you want me to get the actual link to the thing, or
Nah, I
just
got it.
fine? Okay.
Add a new image source here.
The original Funky Head boxing.
I don't understand what this is or is for, but look at that guy. He looks like Tony Hawk a little bit. Anyway. That was very important to share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, I
comments
don't.
here. One guy says, I think this was for a sinus/allergy medication, and the second guy says it was either that or a razor.
Did not remember the drag and drop into OBS tech. But it's okay. We got there in the end. Can't go that way. Oh, okay. We're gonna go either up or down.
Now I'm thinking about how shaving would work if your face was a cube.
It might be more convenient.
I guess it depends on how the hair works into it. Like, does the
Yeah.
hair grow off the cube, or is the hair part of the cube? Like, questions are raised. How do Minecraft people live?
Well, there's a movie that tells you all about it.
Oh, I'm not gonna watch that documentary. Apparently there's something with the Minecraft movie where people throw popcorn, and that seems weird to me.
I mean, I don't know if it's even still in theaters at this point, so, you know.
Oh yeah, no, this is old news, but
Yeah.
there was a thing. Minecraft people just say "huh" a lot.
Oh.
I stand corrected.
You'd think I would know better, because I have played Minecraft vaguely recently. But apparently the answer to that is no.
That was easy.
95% of my exposure to Minecraft is through YouTubers, and the other 5% is through other streamers. So. Very much second hand.
Well, now I'm down here, but I don't quite understand what that gets me. Besides a lot of random encounters.
Fire consume my enemies! Land to burst!
I claim I have a master's in Minecraft, but I really just ask the AI everything.
Over there!
I know they had an update recently, because it went from being an Xbox One game on my Xbox to an Xbox Series X game on my Xbox, but and I was looking into it where, like, apparently they changed the visuals a bit, and I was looking over, and I have this PS3 copy of Minecraft, and it's very interesting to see the dramatic difference between even before that update and the most recent PS3 version that exists.
Yeah, the trajectory of Minecraft between like the Java version and all the console versions and the PC version that's not the Java version is very confusing to me. And then the mobile versions, because those used to be their own thing too.
That is true.
And again, I have never played Minecraft, nor do I have any intention to. Just doesn't seem like the kind of thing I'd be into.
That's fair. I like it when you can turn off all the monsters.
Indeed.
And then just, you get a big zone to just kind of look and be like, man, the random generator can make some pretty things. Speed did make a bingo in Minecraft, which is moderately absurd. Look at that thing strut. It is strutting over it. Oh, it's doing a crit. Ow.
Yeah, it really is. And it's taking its damn time, wow.
Fire consume my enemies! Land to burst!
Much like real bingo, it tortures villagers.
Over there!
That was a tough fight.
I do not have a lot of hit points left. Oh, I guess going down gets me up over here. That does. You know,
Wizard
that's
strutting got me thinking
very
about
fair.
classics of game. Apparently that's Tobal 2. I should play
Sure.
some Tobal 2 because that game has an English patch.
Didn't that game just come out in? Or am I thinking of
No, you
Tobal
got-
1?
You're thinking of Tobal 1.
Okay. I also, if you ask me to name a Tobal character, I feel like I would mix it up with Battle Arena Toshinden.
If you asked me to name a Tobal character, I would say no. I don't know any Tobal characters. All I know is there's some vaguely Dragon Ball looking guy with black hair that also has some white in it or something. I don't know his name though. Now, Battle Arena Toshinden, I can name some of those characters.
Three
You got your Alice,
counts.
you got your Sophia, you got your 10 count.
Or 10 count.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 10 count.
Oh, his name is Tobals. Tobal. Tobal #1 characters from a giantbomb.com. The guy I'm thinking of is apparently Chuji Wu. Oh, I'm now interested in Nork the Mysterious. These are some interesting characters. I should play some Tobals.
When my parents had chickens, every once in a while, I'd have to help them clean the chickens' feet because they would get toe balls.
Indeed. At least they didn't get balls 3D.
That's true. I need to contact my 3DO dealer.
Yeah. I'm glad someone's still in touch with their 3DO dealer.
Whatever, that's funny.
Mhm.
Your secret is safe with me. That's a funny joke. They would say nice water.
Mhm. Toe balls is what happens when Metroid crawls.
That joke works on like 3 different levels. That's why I laughed twice at it.
Over there.
Not. We've already talked about sink pissing here. We're not doing it again. I don't put my foot down to much, but I will put my toe balls down to sink pissing.
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, the only pissing we talk about involves Doshin the Giant.
That's true. Doshin the Giant pisses on a planet. Doshin the Giant doesn't piss in a sink. Oh. I think I forgot to heal, and that's very unfortunate for me.
Oh no, it's Mini Gamera.
Apparently this boss is a fucker, but it can be petrified, so that's why we're gonna try,
Nice. I appreciate that there's multiple bosses like that.
Moons. Petrify my enemy.
This should work.
what color? That says red, but also let's actually keep. Let's try out that new skill if I can. There. Oh, so this is why it's a fucker, because now it's not going to take damage. Oh yeah, look at that effect though.
Those balls are round. Also, now he's Metal Mario. Nice.
Those toe balls are round.
Moons.
Mhm.
Petrify
Yeah, maybe I'll have to bring Tobal to GDQ this year.
Here
See if I
goes.
can con anyone who's playing that with me.
Yeah. Over there.
Well, that's dramatic. Ow.
Let's try this.
Knights of the Round with its fucking 3-minute long summon animation, then it just ends in miss.
Wounds. Petrify my enemy.
Ha! This should work.
So this is the other reason why this boss is a fucker, because it's got a full heal.
Oof, that's not fun for bosses. I know that from experience.
Heck.
Welcome to
Sorry
a
about-
boss that has a full heal and a part where it can just be like, I don't take damage for a turn.
That's not great. I was gonna say I am kind of shocked you're still streaming. I had a serious wave of not feeling great, so that took a lot longer than expected.
Yeah.
We started talking about toe ball, and then the conversation went to
I like toe ball.
toe balls.
No, don't like that. But toe ball is fun.
Enemy.
Have you already looked to see if there's some kind of weird secret to beating this stupid turtle?
It apparently can be petrified, which is what I'm trying to do, but it's not weak to it like that bird was, but it is a thing that can happen.
Mm-hmm. Does the guide say anything about the full heal and how to deal with that?
It says, good luck.
Jesus fuck. Look, this is a cool game, but I'm starting to think some parts of it were not well designed.
Early 2000s RPG. It's not perfected yet.
It's got some jank, yeah.
Here goes.
This should work.
I mean, to be fair, everything had a rough transition to 3D.
A rough transition to 3D is the title of my autobiography.
Wounds. Petrify my enemy.
Actually, that card. 16 to do that? Well, that's kidding. Yeah, the 3D mode in Pokemon Puzzle League is not what you come to Pokemon Puzzle League for.
What do you come to Pokemon Puzzle League for?
Playing Tetris Attack / Puzzle League.
Penalty palm.
Yeah. Funny voice acting, also a valid answer.
This should work.
Wounds! Petrify my enemy!
I'll say the other thing that this guy talks about is someone has a move called Prophecy, but I don't know who that is. And I don't have it.
That's unfortunate. I'm assuming that move does something to help with this fight.
Probably. Or it just does like a whole lot of damage.
I mean, that would help with this fight.
That's true.
Let's see.
Let's try this! Wounds! Petrify my enemy!
This should work.
Oh.
Oh no, I've discovered how to use Prophecy for the record.
Apparently it's very specific, and I probably don't have it. I probably have not done the thing to use it.
I think you actually do totally have the thing to use it,
Oh?
but, so, would you like to know what the deal
I
is?
would like to know what the deal is.
So, it becomes available only after Vice becomes captain of the Delphinus.
Okay.
You must, you requires a full SP bar, completely maxed, to even have the ability to select the technique, which appears in place of the run command.
Okay.
The party must have 4 members on the battlefield.
Alright.
All members of the team must be both alive and controllable, which means it doesn't work if they're asleep, confused, or stoned. And that's it.
Let's give it a shot.
Might as well.
I hate it when I'm both asleep, confused, and stoned.
Sounds like a recipe for some alright dreams, though.
I'm just gonna keep trying to petrify it, though. Because I gain more than the 3 that I spend trying to do this. Hey! There we go.
Got him.
Here goes!
Oh yeah, on the subject of doing the full path tracing patch is out on PC now. Apparently the requirements are pretty hefty, so I may or may not try that at some point.
Okay. Yeah, you finished the new Doom, by the way, right?
Yeah, I 100%ed that sucker now.
Yep.
I like that game a lot. That is definitely my placeholder for Game of the Year until something knocks it off.
It's a very good Doom. The only thing I wish, like If you put like a reach style horde or survival mode in that game, it'd be just like, yeah, perfect. I just my only thing is I just wish there were more big open places to just find a ton of dudes.
Fair enough.
So give me like a wave-based survival mode, set for life.
In dire
We
need,
call forth
the power
of the ancients.
to battle our foe.
This is very silly.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of supernova,
Speaking of dropping a moon on Chewbacca,
this is how it happened.
yeah. There we go.
Star Wars getting that hot Skies of Arcadia crossover. Ooh, that's some substantial shit right there. Nice.
All right. Fuck you, turtle. Man, that means this whole time he could have dropped a moon on that kid and his bodyguard.
That's very true.
To be fair, it probably would not have done the trick, but it would have helped. Well, maybe. You still would have had to, like, grind all that charge to use it.
Yeah. Well, I would have just been like defending the entire time until it happened.
Yes.
Yeah, teamwork. And then poor Enrique just gets shafted. Yes. All right. I'm gonna save this game. This has been a long stream, but you know what? It's worth it.
It's been a bit. You got to drop a moon on a turtle.
I got to
though.
drop a moon on a turtle, and like I want to. At some point, I do want to, finish this game. So,
Yeah, getting there.
getting there. I'm gonna cheat slightly. So apparently that was step 43 according to this guide, which does include optional things in it. So which I don't know if I've done all of them or not.
Step 43 of what?
Of 62.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I will probably end the stream before Speed comes back. I do feel a little bit. Also, it's been 3.5 hours.
Indeedly.
So I'm going to hit this stop streaming button and see you on Monday for more Skies of Arcadia.
All right.
But not Tuesday, because then I will become a mouse.
All right.
Just like that last dungeon in Persona 5. Not the last one, but one of the later ones.
Ooh, yeah, that one.
Night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.